Okay, well thanks everyone for joining us for the Arkanoid tutorial. We've got BadBrakes here this evening, and he's going to explain to us how to play Arkanoid very fast. Arkanoid is, I think, going to be the fourth game in the Big 20 race, so it's the shorter ones tend to be at the beginning, and this is going to be one of the shorter ones. Whether or not you end up doing this manipulation, it should be pretty short. It's only 2 levels. The goal is just to beat the first 2 stages. This is the kind of game where you don't really have to know anything about it to be able to beat these 2 levels, but there are some manipulation strats that you can do from the very start of the game. You can do this in the first 2 levels and try to manipulate the warp capsule to appear, which lets you warp to the next level and not have to play it, which is definitely the fastest way to go through it. It was also been suggested that there's ways of manipulating the laser, like if you wanted to get a laser to drop in the first level, that's a very fast way to shoot down a lot of blocks, but the fastest thing by far is to try to manipulate the warp and just skip right out of the level. So, I guess, was it you who found it, BadBrakes, in the first place?
The story of this game was that I really sucked at this game. And I kind of had to find the warps. Me and Dexter was playing around this game, and we was trying to find a warp. And I accidentally found a warp on the second stage, on the first block. And then we started to look into it really much, and Dexter actually found both the setups for the warps on the first stage and the second stage. So it was Dexter that found the setups for it. We didn't think it was possible to get a warp on the first stage, but somehow Dexter found those magic pixels. I knew the game was. I knew you could manipulate the game to get a laser because I seen Auto Blues and Darby, and I think they were doing another manipulation. You start from the left, and after you shoot the ball, you move 2 pixels and you get the laser. So I knew there were definitely some kind of manipulation to this game, but I didn't think we could get the warp.
Right, so that was something that was, I think it was Jorf who said something about this. Yeah, it's, you can, let's see, you release the ball against the left wall and then tap right for 2 or 4 frames before it hits to get a laser.
Yeah. There's a much easier way to get the laser. I can show it. I can start showing it here.
All right, why don't you show us that? But then we'll talk about the warp manipulation. But yeah, you can show us the easy way to get the laser.
You stand all the way to the right, and when the ball moves and hit the wall, oh shit, that was too late. When the ball hit the wall to the right, you hold left.
As soon as the ball hits the wall, you start holding left.
You get the laser all the time.
And you don't release the ball; it releases on its own.
Yeah, you can shoot it, but if you wait, it releases on its own. But you can, just as the ball hit the wall there, you just hold left, and you're gonna get the laser every time.
I wonder how big the window is on getting that.
I think it's pretty big.
I just got it.
That is the easiest way to get the laser, I think. At least that we found out. We kind of tried everything.
Okay, so you just go against the wall, you wait for the ball to release, and the moment it releases, the moment it hits the wall, you press left.
Or right before. I think it's a pretty big window for that laser.
Okay.
I guess we should talk about the drops here. Maybe I can play through here. So there's a blue who is going to give you a bigger platform. There's a green that's going to make the ball stick and you can decide where to shoot it. And there's the blue here. It's going to give you a triple ball. I don't recommend this triple ball because you might think it's good, but it actually kind of messes up everything, and you don't know which ball you're going to look at and probably miss everyone.
Okay, but in theory,
There-
that would be a good thing to do,
Yeah,
though. 3 balls should be a good thing.
yeah. And there's also, uh, I think the ROM loads difference on emulator and flash cards. So there's a slight difference in the game, I think.
In terms of what RNG you get?
And the colors in the background and the colors of the upgrades. So
The pink
I know
ones... Sorry.
the triple ball in my ROM on the power pack is it's on the block. There's kind of signs of multi balls, but in the when people using emulators, I think it's a letter or something.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I think the ROM loads difference on the flash cards and the emulator. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But it's a pretty straightforward game. Just clear off all the blocks. Decide what upgrade you want to have.
Right. Now, what upgrades do you want to avoid? The pink one makes your balls slower, which is, a good thing for safety, but not a good thing for a speed run. So you probably don't want the pink capsule.
Yeah. Also, I think it's a gray one that gives you an extra life. But if you have an upgrade already, like a laser, and you pick up that extra life, you're gonna lose the laser. You get an extra life, but you lose the laser. So you have to decide if it's worth picking up that extra life or continue with the laser, because laser is really good at on this game. You can like shoot every block real fast to finish the level.
Yeah.
I just want to interject here with something pretty important.
Mhm.
Astute players may have noticed I was unable to move my paddle at all for a while. It turns out maybe by default or maybe something happened.
Yeah, it's by
but,
default.
If you want to go to input and over here on the right it says port 2, and that was defaulted to Arkanoid paddle, and that means you can't move the paddle, so you want to go to none, and that will give you control with left and right.
Yep, that's by default. The emulator for this game wants to use the mouse to simulate the VOWS paddle, which is like this dial type thing that you're meant to use to play this game. That's not going to be allowed in this goal, so just have to remember that that's up by default, so you need to turn that off. As far as manipulating the laser, I found, because you don't know exactly when that ball is going to release, if you look at the blinking 1-up, if you look in the top right, it says high score, and there's your score, and then it says 1-up, and then there's your score below that. It's going to blink, off, then on, then off, then on, and when it blinks off the second time, that's when you want to press left. So you start out by going against the wall, and when you see the 1-up disappear for the second time, I guess the third time it disappears. It starts out appearing, then it disappears, comes back, and then disappears. That moment that disappears for the third time, that's when you press left, and you're going to get the L every time. So I would use that rather than looking at when the ball hits the wall, because you might be too late if you try to use that as a visual cue. But the 1-up thing works every time. Okay, but why don't we get into how to manipulate the warp, which is going to be even better than the 1-up.
Yeah, so you don't even have to worry about anything, drops and lasers and all that stuff. So let's try it out here. I'm gonna go to the first pixel here. Okay. I'm gonna go to the first pixel and pause the game. There it is. So that is the first pixel you need to go to the right when you release the ball. I kind of use the visual cue in the background. The black, there's black kind of squares. So you can see my platform is about half into that black square, I think. So
Yeah.
that is about where you want to release the shot. Either if you wait for the ball to release by itself, or you shoot it. The next step in this is you need to move right to another pixel, and that is 2 pixels from the right. I'm not gonna get it this time because I think the ball. No, I'm gonna show it here. And to do this, pause buffering is oh shit. I need to focus a little bit. This is kind of tricky. I'm mashing pause now. No, wait. That is for the second screen. There it is.
So you can't pause until it releases the ball?
You can't pause until the ball is released. Right after the ball is released, start to mash the pause button. And it kind of buffers. You have more time to get the next pixel. I'm gonna try show what the next pixel is.
Alright, so before the ball is released, you take that time to find that spot. It's like the third black splotch from the right, and you want to be halfway through it. That's hard to get the spot, man.
Yeah, it's a pixel perfect trick. So now I'm posed on the second pixel. You need to stand on. So it's kind of, you almost cover the second black square from the right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a tiny bit of it. So you release the ball from the first pixel, then you move to this pixel before the ball hit the block. And by mashing pause, I think it's much easier to get to the spot. It's you don't have much time if you don't use pause to get the pixels. Well, like I said, this takes a lot of practice to be good at.
Yes, the first challenge is just getting to that first spot without the use of pause buffering.
Yeah. And I think I recommend just letting the ball shoot by itself, so you don't have to.
Okay.
So you don't have to have enough. You can just take your time and wait for the ball to shoot and start pausing right away.
All right.
Let's try this again. See if I can do this.
Oh, and I got the warp. Cool. Which is also pink. It's the same color as the capsule that makes your ball slow.
Yeah. We're not done yet. We're not done. You can't just pick up the warp now. You need to shoot the ball before you pick up the warp in a certain direction, or else the manipulation on the next level is not going to work. So here I paused the thing. So I need to shoot it back to the corner and hit the block. If I show you. Just like that. Hit the pink block and then you move to the right.
Wait, you have to
I
hit...
made it.
Sorry, I have to see this again.
Okay. I just made a save state, so I'm gonna go back. Yeah, the score needs to be 11,190 at the end of the stage. Ah, missed it. It's pretty tricky, but if you do this right, it's only going to take 30 seconds to beat the goal.
All right, I think I got it once there. Legit.
And if the capsule comes down without the block disappearing, you're stuck?
If the capsule come down, that's also a thing. I can show. That is actually a soft block. I'm gonna show you here. See if I can get it. I'm gonna make a save state.
So does that happen because you paused it like the moment it hit or something like that?
Yeah, I think you paused at the same frame you hit the block. The block won't disappear, but you still get the upgrade.
I see.
Save state here. I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen.
So I got 11160, not 11190. What went wrong there?
Okay, I can just show you by getting the laser here, I guess.
11190 is what I got. Cool. Means you hit the wrong block if your score was the wrong thing.
Which block are we trying to hit?
The one you need to get it back up to in the corner to hit the pink block again.
On the far right, you want to be breaking 2 blocks on the far right. First the
Two
green
blocks
one,
on,
then the pink one.
Yeah, so you as soon as you hit the warp comes down, you need to shoot the ball up to the right corner again and hit the pink block before you take the warp. If you shoot the ball in any other direction, you won't get the manipulation on the second stage. I'm gonna try show you how to soft the. Okay, that should be it. I think. You see that block is still on my screen now because I paused the same time it gave me I hit the block, so it's still I can't shoot that block.
I see it's an invincible block now, and you can't beat the level.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
So there I died, and now I go again, and then there's nothing on the screen here. So this is definitely a soft block.
Wow.
I have no blocks on the screen, and I can't hit that. There's nothing. So that is good to know. If you miss the warp and you somehow get the lasers, and you have one of those blocks still on the screen, you probably need to reset because you can't win the game.
Okay.
I'm gonna get stuck here forever now, so that kind of sucks. There's really nothing I can do here. You can't hit that invincible block, so this is pretty interesting. Yeah, so back to the manipulation here.
Okay.
Let's do the first one here first. Shoot it back up to left. I'm gonna make a save state there. So that's gonna give you 11,190 points. And here is the second manipulation. It's the same idea. I'm gonna try show it here. Try pause at the pixel. See if I can remember. That should be it. So that is the next pixel you wanna go. If you can see on my screen. This will only work if you hit the pink block in the right top corner, in the right corner after the first manipulation.
Right, that's how you get the 11,190 score,
Yeah.
and then you can do this.
I guess it's possible if you hit it any other direction, but you'd have to find another setup for the warp. But this is the setup for doing the first screen like we did.
Alright, so it looks like they're maybe using this, there's this like black splotch right here, and you're lined up with the left edge of the black splotch a little bit. I guess maybe that's what you'd use as the visual cue?
Yeah, that's what I use, and there's some thin lines going, like on the right on my platform. The red on the right on my platform. There's a straight line going down, a white line.
Yeah.
I like to have that line going up to that a little big black line over it. You can see that.
Yeah. If you trace this white line upwards, it hits the left edge of this horizontal black splotch. So
Yeah,
you get kind of like this inverted L shape here. All right.
Yes, so that is the the first pixel on this screen then. I'm gonna reload here. I'm gonna pause on the next pixel. Ah, okay. I think we got it. So then you have to move to that pixel. I think it's 2 pixels to the right. That is the next pixel you wanna stand, and that is also before you hit the block. You need to get to that pixel before you hit the block. If you can see those. I'm really glad there's a background on this game for the visual cues. Or else it would be terrible.
Yeah, that link that's posted in chat is pretty helpful. It shows a list of all the image locations that you need to know.
Okay, someone
All the
made it.
pixel
That
locations.
is really nice.
Yep, I'll post that to the resources page after this tutorial's over, so people watching this later can see it.
So now I'm pretty much set. It doesn't matter where you return a ball now. You just take the thing and go in, and that's game.
Okay, so you're standing at this spot. You start at this spot to release the ball,
Yeah.
and then before it hits, you need to move to the next spot, which is close to the wall there.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 pixels. I'm gonna do it again here. Nope. Messed that up. This will save about 1.5 minutes from doing the normal way.
Yeah, so probably worth resetting until you get it right.
Yeah. First.
Although it's not so bad if you mess it up and get the laser. That's not too bad.
That is not bad, at least on the second. If the thing is, I think both pixel on the left and the right, if you don't get the right pixel, it's gonna give you a laser. So, definitely on the second screen. I say if you mess up the first screen, I'm gonna go for it. If I mess up, until I get it, I guess. But on the second screen, if you get the laser, I'm just gonna continue. It doesn't take that long time to shoot all the blocks with the laser. Let's see here. Did I have let's see. I'm gonna show you the next pixel here now. Again. So there is the next pixel again. It should be 2 pixels from the right wall. I really don't have a visual cue for that in the background. I just check the distance between the and the platform.
Okay.
And this will guarantee you the warps every time. It doesn't matter. I tried hard resets, soft reset. It doesn't matter. It's still gonna be the same. Dexter actually said he found a warp on the 3rd stage also, so I don't know, after this race we might have to beat this game with all warps, every stage. Have you got it down yet? I can see the screen, so...
I can do the first part. I'm still having trouble with the second one. I'm putting up I'm putting up the pictures right now. So you see, this is where you want to move. This is on the first stage. This is where you want to move the paddle before releasing the ball. Right now the ball is released, but that's not normally what you would do. You normally be moving to this spot right here, midway through the 1, 2, 3rd black splotch from the wall, about midway across, and let the ball be released from there. Then you want to move to this spot, so this is the second black splotch right here, and you move so you're mostly covering that second black splotch. There's just this little piece of it. This little piece of it that's left, mostly covering that second one. And then that's where you want the ball to, or that's where you want the paddle to be when the ball hits the block. And then immediately afterwards, as soon as the ball hits the block, you want to move back to the left so that you knock the ball, you know, back in the exact same trajectory, so it goes back in that same little indentation that you made and knocks destroys a second block.
Yeah.
And then you go to the right and wait for this, you know, this wall to open up and collect the capsule, and you go through there. So here's the next image. Oh, I gotta move this up a little bit, I guess. Just a second. These images are all different sizes, so I just gotta resize this here. Okay, the next visual cue, as we saw, is to look for this black splotch right here, and you line up this white line with this black splotch, the left side of this black splotch, and you let the ball be released from there. So you do all this before the ball gets released. Then after the ball gets released, you move over into this position before the ball touches any of the blocks. So you'll see there's about 2 pixels worth of this black line right here that's visible. So just get very close to the wall, but not quite touching it. And that's it. Just get there before the ball hits any block, and as soon as it hits the block, you'll get your warp capsule and you're done.
I definitely recommend mashing pause as fast as you can to get the buffers to move. It's just take some practice like anything else. Oh.
Yeah, I have a hard time getting like a very small amount of movement out of it in between pauses. You know?
Yeah, I am the same.
Yeah, you can do it without the pause, but it's very hard.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it definitely helps to have the pause, but it's just you gotta be mashing pause really fast to be able to get small movements. I can get maybe a third of my paddle worth of movement in between pauses, so that's
it's
not
good.
very
I'm a fast masher, so probably I can get some advantage from that.
But it's not even mashing. It's like hitting it just twice and then looking, and then hitting it 2 more times and then looking.
Yeah, I
it's
just
not
mash
mashing.
as fast as I can on the starts, and try to like do some inputs between. Though the inputs are random, I don't know where to. I just tap the D-pad and see where I'm at actually. There's.
Tapping the D-pad helps in order to find the first position before you're allowed to pause.
Yeah, I like to actually use my right hand all the time here.
Yeah.
I use my right index finger to tap, getting to the pixels, and then I move it over to the pause button and start to mash, and then I tap the D-pad with my left thumb, try to get to the.
Okay.
It is pretty hard trick to do, but if you want to save a lot of time in the race, I guess it's.
Yeah, you may have to do some resets until you get it.
Yeah.
If you miss the second one, do you recommend resetting or playing it out?
I probably gonna reset. Depends how good you are at this the setup for the pixels. I don't recommend it. If you get the laser, I don't recommend to reset. So you should just continue. But
If you get the laser on the second screen.
yeah, that would be. You could play it out for a bit also and see if you get a random laser drop. If you don't get the laser, but I'm gonna reset because it only takes 30 seconds to beat if you get the 2 warps. So that gives me 4 tries for like 2 minutes. So that is probably what it would take to beat the game without the warps. I'm getting pretty good at this section. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm still working on the second level.
Yeah, the hardest part is to get the last pixel that are at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, because well, so what I'm doing is I'm not just mashing start. I've got it paused, and then I just hit start 2 times really close to each other. I like double click start while holding the D-pad, and that moves me a little bit and then repauses, and then I can reevaluate, look at it, and then do it again. The problem is I'm finding that I can still only move maybe a third of my paddle length each time rather than, you know, a pixel or 2, which would be better. So I guess sometimes in order to move a very small distance, I find that it helps to move away from the place that I want and then back towards it, and hope that my, you know, the back towards it part was a little bit longer than the away from it part.
Yeah, it's probably better to pause and just hold left so you get to the right wall, and then try to find a pixel.
Yeah, so go all the way up to the wall and then start to back away from it.
That is a good point. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. I don't know, I just find that when I'm trying to narrow in on a spot, I'll end up just going over it and then back and then over it and then back, you know, not able to find like that middle distance in between.
Man, you have to really be on it on the second level. You don't have much time at all before that ball hits the thing.
Yeah, because it's so much lower than the first level, it's very quick.
Damn it, now I can get the first one. Ow! I guess it's some luck when you do the pause buffering getting to the pixel. Because there's no way you can do a precise input while pausing, I think.
Wow, I actually got it.
So I'm gonna try your thing. Go to the left.
I got it 3 times in a row.
2 times. That's how we want to do it. 2 times in a row.
This isn't too bad, and it's nice because if you're a little bit off, you get the laser instead, which is also helpful. Although the problem is the ball seems to want to go one way and the laser drops another way, and you have to go for the ball, not the laser. So it's hard to actually get it on the second stage because it's just such a short distance.
No. Oh yeah, I see what you mean there. I just did it. Picked up the laser and I died.
If you go all the way against the wall, what capsule is it on stage 2?
I think that is laser.
Laser? That's not too bad. That if you feel like you're not going to be able to get it, maybe just go all the way against the wall and get a guaranteed laser.
Yeah, that is a laser. If you shoot the ball and then move to the wall, that is a laser.
Right. Yeah, if you get up to this part and you're not comfortable that you're going to be able to find that, 2 pixels away from the wall spot, just go all the way against the wall, get the laser, and just do the level like that, which is not going to be that much slow. I mean, it'll be quite a bit slower than getting the warp, but still way better than, doing the level 1 block at a time.
Yeah, so if you can react fast and you see that you might not get the pixel when the ball is about to hit the block, just hold right and get the laser instead, I guess.
Yep, and then when the ball rebounds after hitting that first block, the one that drops the laser, if you try to knock it, back into that same slot that just came out of, so that same block that you just broke, and that gives you a lot of extra time to grab that laser.
So you're probably only gonna lose like 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's probably take me about 15 seconds to finish these off with the laser. Oh.
But you need to make sure that when the laser drops, the block that you drop the laser is gone, because if it's still there, that is a soft block. So
That's right. Yeah, don't pause it on the same frame that the ball hits one of the blocks, because that's going to give you an invincible block, which you don't want.
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
Yeah. Once you get it down, it's not that bad actually.
Ooh, that one was really close, but I got it. That's 4 in a row, I think.
So this game was pretty short for a race now, like 30 seconds.
Right.
But
Well,
it do take some skills if you're gonna go for this strat. You need to practice it a lot to get used to it.
But how am I going to practice it a lot when I'm practicing tennis with all my spare time?
I don't know.
This is sort of like tennis.
Maybe if you get really good at tennis, you don't have to do this manipulation and still save the time.
That's true. This is still kind of tricky to get through without, if you're not using the manipulation strats, just playing this normally.
Yeah. I had. The thing is, I had the goal. I hadn't played the game. I set the goal with stage 3. I don't know. I tried it out, and the stage 3 is it's really, really hard. I don't know if it's because you're using the D-pad on the controller instead of the what it's called, a mouse or a...
Oh yeah, and rather than the Arkanoid controller.
Because I think you can only move like limited pixels, like two at a time or something with the D-pad. It's like...
Right.
It's a pretty cool manipulation though. Oh shit. I wonder if that will. That should be it. The pulse buffer definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
We did it first without pulse buffering. I actually found it out. I knew that Yogi was using pulse buffering at some point in this game, so I tried to mash it and it kind of worked. So that helped out a lot. I don't think I was gonna go for this unless it was for the pulse buffering.
Right. And also, if you guys decide that you don't want to try to go for the warp manipulation, it's still pretty easy to manipulate a laser in the first level.
Yeah.
Just by going up against that right wall and then pressing left the moment you see the ball get released and bounce off that wall. Well, the ball bounces off the wall for the first time. Pretty simple. So that at least takes care of one of the stages for you.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help. Let me show that. The thing is, I don't know if you can manipulate the laser because I don't know what changed the game. Like, I think it's kind of based on points.
So yeah, beyond the first level, if you go with manipulating the level, the laser on level 1, who knows what you're going to get in level 2 on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it only took me about 15 seconds to beat level 1 with the laser, so it is, if you at least want to do that, if you can't get anything else to work, at least try that, getting your paddle up against the right wall and then pressing left the moment the ball touches the wall.
Like Yogi the Monk said, there's no RNG at all in NES games. You just have to find the manipulations.
Right. There's no RNG in any game.
There's no RNG.
I think I just got straight from You know, levels 1 and 2. So like the whole goal, I got it just 3 out of 4 times just now.
Cool.
So I think this is totally doable.
Yeah, I think it's very doable. And I think it's worth resetting also if you... At least, the thing is, if you start reset, like if you're on your third reset, I don't think you should... I think you guys should continue until you get the manipulation, because it's going to take too much time to try beat the game as intended, I guess.
Yeah, at that point you're kind of pot committed to keep going.
Yeah. I'm really happy with this strat because I really suck at this game.
Oh, what? That was the slow. I thought I nailed it. No.
Yeah, the slow is the same color as the warp. Or close enough.
Huh.
Alright, I'm just gonna count on this triple ball to
Ooh, I
beat
just
the
got it.
level instead.
Oh, the triple ball. Okay, my advice, if the triple ball comes out, just pick one ball. Don't even try to keep them all in the air.
Right.
Just pick
That's-
one and ignore the other two.
Totally what just happened.
Yeah, don't try to bounce every ball. Just focus on one ball and you'll be good.
No, I couldn't get the laser.
And yeah, using to find that initial position before you're allowed to pause it for the release position definitely helps to just tap. Use your right hand. You know, assuming your right hand is more dexterous than your left hand. I don't probably it's different if you're left-handed, but you know,
Yeah.
just using I use the forefinger on my right hand to just tap the D-pad, and that's a nice easy way to get into position for that first one. And you move like 2 pixels at a time, so it's just like there's not that many, you know, you're either going to be dead center on that black splotch, or you're going to be, you know, mostly covering the black splotch, but there's not
Yeah,
really a lot of in between.
You'll always know when you got it.
Right, it's not like you're going to look at it and say, is that it, or am I 1 pixel off? It's pretty clear when you're on it. And like for level 2, the second part of the level 2 manipulation, when you're like 2 pixels from the wall, that's like 1 tap of the D-pad. That's the minimum increment that you can move. You're not going to be 1 pixel away from the wall, or 3 pixels away. It's always going to be, you know, exactly the thing that you want. So that's nice that at least it's even pretty visible, even if your TV can't make out, you know, exactly which pixels are where.
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
Ooh, I just got it, like, basically I paused it 2 pixels away from the wrong spot, and it happened to be 1 frame away, the ball happened to be 1 frame away from the brick. So that if I was just holding right after I unpaused it, and I moved to the right spot and the ball hit the brick at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try something. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing. You can just go to right and just time when you go to the left.
I see. See, if you're if you're trying to find the spot and you're, you know, doing the pause buffer thing, and you find that you're like 1 increment off from where you want to be, then instead of just, you know, going back and forth and trying to, you know, move over by exactly 1 increment, you just wait until you just continue to pause and unpause until the ball's really close, right about to hit the brick, and then you, while it's paused, you hold the direction, you know, towards the spot you want to be, and then unpause it. I don't know if that made any sense with that.
That was harder. I
Too
think.
much. All right.
That was just luck, mythical.
Yeah.
It's harder to do it that way. Yeah. Actually, I just got it to work. No, I didn't. That was a slow. Oh.
You would have to memorize pixels for the ball, basically, as well as the paddle.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen the manipulation for the third stage yet, but Dexter said it was really hard, so I don't know what he thinks about that. Would be pretty cool if you can find the warp. You're definitely gonna find the warps if you take the time on each stage and do like a full run of this game. I think there's bosses in this game. Like there's a last boss or something.
Yeah, there
You
is
fight
actually.
Doe, right?
What?
Doe? DOH? Is that not the final boss in Arkanoid?
I don't know. I actually don't know. That would be really cool though. Like if people start to do attempts of this game without the pause buffering and get all the how many stages? Like 60 stages, 30 or what is it? They need to get like 60 pixel perfect inputs or something.
Even with the pause buffering, I think it'd be impressive to see.
Yeah.
It would still be a short run. But yeah, round 3 becomes much harder because of these gold bricks.
Yeah, you can't break the gold blocks. That's why I had to put it down to only 2 stages because I couldn't pass it. I think I did like 10 tries and I passed it 1 time. 20 times, I think.
Is there a power-up that has your ball just go through bricks without stopping?
No,
Not in this version? Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Other Arkanoids have a
I
power-up
know
that
it
can
was,
actually destroy the gold bricks.
Yeah, there was. I used to play this on the Commodore 64, and I think there actually was an upgrade you can.
Yeah, there was one that it's like Super Ball or Mega Ball or something like that, and it's you know, whenever it hits, instead of bouncing back, it just keeps going and plows through whatever brick it touches, including the gold ones.
Yeah, I remember that.
But there is not that on this one, as far as I can have seen.
No.
Okay. So that's how you do the manipulations in Arkanoid. Yeah, even if you can't get these to work, it's not that tough a game. Just get used to the timing of how to hit the ball and which direction your ball bounces is based on where it touches the paddle. So hit the paddle dead center and it just kind of continues its trajectory. But if you hit the paddle at one of its edges, it goes out further to the side.
Yeah, it's really tricky because you don't move that fast with a platform.
With the controller, yeah, the D-pad.
With the once the ball speeds up, sometimes you can't even get to the ball if you're too far to the left because the ball moves too fast. I don't know. If someone's gonna try beat this game with a NES pad, that is gonna take a while, I think. But those pictures is really gonna help with the pixels.
Yeah, really, the tutorial, we probably could have just released a series of pictures and been like, do it!
Yeah. This is the tutorial. 2 pictures. Good luck.
It's 4 pictures.
4 pictures.
4 pictures.
Yeah.
4 pictures. Good luck.
So that's it. That's it for our Arkanoid. We're gonna post the pictures in. If this is YouTube, it'll be in the video description, and it'll also be in the resources section on the Best of Nest site.
That's right.
And yeah, just figure out what the best way is for you to get this paddle into position with the start button and do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not that hard. It might look hard, but once you get the pause buffering, you kind of can get a feel for the move.
Yeah, I'm already pretty confident in it, and it's only been maybe an hour or something.
And I don't know. There's probably there's other pixel that's gonna work, but I don't think if we just got lucky finding those pixels.
Yeah, there could be
Like,
other manipulations.
There's a lot of pixel. If you start from the left and try to move every pixel, there's a lot of pixel, and try next pixel. I don't know how many pixel there is.
Right, yeah, but it's all based on combinations of being on a certain pixel when you release the ball and another certain pixel when the ball touches the wall. but you just got to bear in mind that your score, I guess, is going to affect what happens on the following levels. So just make sure that you're consistent about what you do after you've done the second part of the trick, between that and when you actually go through the little electric thing on the wall. What you do after that point has to be consistent as well.
Yeah, we need to give some shout outs to Dexter for finding the setup for this. I don't know how he figured it out, moving from those pixels to the next. I guess we did try out. We did it for like 2 hours, so it was a lot of combinations.
Okay, well, do we have anything more to say about Arkanoid?